Koima, and I am a part of the Sioux County 4-H Youth Council. And together with the rest of the county council, we are going to be showing you guys some tips and tricks on how to make a state fair quality project and goal sheet. So whether you are a fourth grader or a senior member, we will have lots of tips for you.
If you're a first year member or fourth grader, your goal sheets just can be simple. So just have 1 or 2 goals and then make sure you list your process of how you worked towards your goals. For example, how I worked towards my goal was, first I picked the berries, and then I mashed the berries and cooked the jam. Next I prepared the jars and lids, then I filled the jars with the jam. Next I processed them in a steam canner. Then I made sure to check for sealing, and afterwards I tasted the jam to make sure it was good. For food and nutrition, also make sure you include the recipe with your project.
For example, this is a photography goal sheet. You can either do it with your own handwriting or you can type it out. And you want to make sure you list what things that you learned and the tips you use to take your photo, and also how you capture your photo with a digital or a film, and what kind of camera or extra lenses, or if you did any editing to the photo.
Don't feel comfortable typing out your goals, you can easily take pictures and insert small descriptions to go along with your pictures to help the judges better understand your process of making your project.
Something to be in consideration of is if you are doing a woodworking project, safety goggles are very important. You can see she is wearing them here. The judge will comment if you are not wearing the proper safety goggles.
If you have a project that is visual arts, home improvement, or clothing, you need to write about the design principles. Here they are all listed. If you're wondering what any of them means, you can go to the extension office and there are helpful tips to explain how to use all of these and how they match your project. For the design principles, you only need to write about 3 of them, so don't feel like it's overwhelming.
Make sure with your photo exhibit label you include your original photo with your goal sheet if you've made adjustments to it. And it just goes inside there, and then a judge will look at it when you show your exhibit.
So this is a goal sheet that I wrote for a horticulture project that I did on a fairy garden. Once you get towards your sophomore, junior, and senior years of 4-H, you should start doing adding more detail within your goal sheets. As you can see on mine, I have written quite a bit. And your second question, so how did you go about working towards your goals? This should probably be your longest question, since this includes all the details of exactly everything that you have done. So with this goal sheet, I also had a binder that included all the pictures of me doing a step-by-step for my fairy garden. So I included those, as well as the plants with the plant ID tags that came with the plants. I included them. And then on the last part here, you see that you have a list of all the expenses. You want to make sure that you keep track of that, since that is very important, especially in a horticulture project with fairy garden, since you have quite a few details.
By the time you are sophomore, junior, and senior, your photography label, just like your other goal sheets,
Should start looking more like this. You are going to tell all of the details of why or how you did your project. So if you took a photo by a lake, you need to describe why you chose that location, why you chose the people that were in it, what outfits you wanted with the nature around it, all of those kind of things, including what you did with your camera. So if you tried something new with your camera or new with your editing software.
At the end of your goal sheet, you will see a section to list your sources. An example of what not to do is to say, found on Pinterest. Each picture on Pinterest will bring you to an exact link. That exact website that the picture led you to will be the source you will use.
A really good source to find out more about your project is Craftsy. It's a website and they give videos, tutorials on all different kinds of projects, from sewing to baking to even photography. But just make sure if you do use them, you need to cite them in this last part of your goal sheet.